In this section of the course, we're going to be creating and theming our front page or home page of our business application. As you can see here on this simulator, we have the example of what we will be creating within this whole first section. So by the end of it, your application should look just like this. So let me run down a few things, basically what's going on. We have two forms of navigation around the application. You can see at the bottom, we have this tab bar kind of menu structure. This, once clicking on one of the tabs here, will jump to a different part of the application. So that's called a tab bar navigation at the bottom. That's one of the forms of navigating the different sections and parts of the application. Our second one is from the menu of buttons, which you can see staggered here. Now again, these do the same things, just like the tabs do, and they just simply jump to a different part of the application. We're going to be also adding in our logo, the name of our business at the top within a navigation bar, and if you can see there, we have a nice textured background just to make it not look as boring or as plain, and just makes it look a little bit more busier in the background of the app. We're going to be staggering the menu, as you can see here, and also theming and styling the whole of the app. As you can see at the moment, the theme of this application is this red and white and grey kind of look. We have stuff like a red title, the red buttons, and the red colours on the tabs. And like I said before, the menu is staggered and we have nice curvatures on each of the buttons. So we'll be talking about this and doing each of this in stages throughout the section of this course, before we go into the next sections where we look and dive deeper into different parts of the app. So like I said before, by the end of this section, you would have your whole home page or front page of your app looking pretty much like this. So to begin this, we need to create our project. So within Xcode, you can simply go up to File and New Project, and you bring up this view here. Now make sure you selected Application within iOS, and then you're given the numerous amounts of projects which you can basically start with. Now we could start with a single view application. This will give us the blank template which we've talked about previously in the project types. But as we're going to be having this tabbed navigation kind of feature within the application, we can pretty much select a tabbed application. Now what this differs from the single view is the fact that it would already have implemented in our navigation or tab bars at the bottom of the view. So just simply select that and press next, and then give your project a simple name. Now this doesn't reflect what the application name will be on the App Store. This is for your own references on your own computer in the document, so you can call it whatever you like. We're simply going to name it here, or I'm simply going to name it My Business App. And then we need to add in our organizer identifier or your bundle ID, which is also can be called that. We can see at the bottom here. So for example, if I put down my organization ID, so it'll be like a reverse domain. So it'll be your business name, and then which you see underneath there is My Business App. Now we can change this further in the project, which we'll do just in a second. As we've created our application ID already previously, we're then going to add it within our project. We also need to change and make sure the language is on Swift, as this whole course and this whole application will be written and coded within the Swift language. And devices, you can select universal, iPhone, or simply iPad. For the moment, we're going to select iPhone, but as the course progresses on further towards the end, we'll be showing you how to convert the iPhone application into full screen iPad application. So for the moment, we're just going to select iPhone and then press next. And there you go, it's all added in. Now, when I was talking about before, when we previously created our app ID in the first section of the course, just simply you can highlight this and get rid of it, or alternatively you can go down to your supporting files, your info.plist, and where we have our bundle identifier just here, select it. I'm going to paste in, copy and paste in the application ID we created within the iOS portal, and if I just simply save that and go back, and you can see it's now changed. So now our project is linked to our application's ID within the iOS portal. So we can simply do this now, so which will save us a little bit of time, and eventually when we're ready and completed the application and we go to submit it to the App Store, it's already linked up, it already knows what application it is, and it will work perfectly fine. So now we've created our project. If I go to our interface, if I just resize this now, you'll be able to see that our tabbed application has generated us a numerous amount of views. We have this tab bar one here, a first view and a second view. Now these are linked up by the two tabs at the bottom, which we select either one and it will display one of these views for us depending on which one we have selected. So that's the reason we selected a tabbed application or tabbed project at the start, as it already gives us this configuration and we can simply work off that. So now we have our project created. In the next lecture of this section, we are then going to set up our home page ready to start importing our image files, our buttons, before we go on to creating actions and basically getting it all set up to look how it looks like on the simulator just here, before we dive deeper into configuring and setting up the rest of the application.